Okay, do not mind my car squealing, and also do not mind the fact that I look like this. Woke up this morning and I didn't expect my video to kind of blow up, not blow up, but like get views overnight like that. Thought I'd answer a couple questions since there's quite a few comments on there. Anywho, hi, I'm Haley. I have a PICC line, yes. I also have a GJ feeding tube. I'm not coming after whoever commented this. I just am using it as reference because there were several people who mentioned similar things or talked about similar things about that. They asked like, who did I see to get this basically all prescribed because they feel like they need it. I actually used to have a port. I had a port for 2.5 years. That was also a couple comments. People saying that I should switch to a port or I need a port. I've done the port route. It doesn't work with my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It never worked from the beginning. It was a mess. It malfunctioned, broke 2.5 years in a really weird way, and it was not for me. The port would flip. It did a lot of things. It never had blood return. They collapsed my lung when they put it in. My scars with healing and all that. It was just a no-go. So to everyone saying I need to try a port, thank you. I appreciate it. But I have been down that route and it just didn't work for me personally. So yeah. I have a PICC line because I have slow motility. That is why I have the GJ feeding tube. I feed through my small intestine, so I can eat small amounts of things and only drink small amounts of things without getting sick. And so basically half the reason I am on IV fluids and have a PICC line is because I fully can't hydrate myself. Oh, don't mind my car yelling at me. I can't fully hydrate myself orally, plus already with POTS, you're supposed to be hydrated 2 times the amount, and I'm already like struggling just to get enough, basically. So yes, my infusions are for my POTS, but they're also because I have other issues on top of what's going on. Just because you have POTS doesn't automatically mean you're going to do well with fluids or that you fully need them. Not saying that you don't, just everybody is different. And half the reason that I am also doing fluids again, I'm not going to get into too much detail because it is a little personal. I have lost a significant amount of weight and I'm having some heart issues that aren't really POTS related, and my POTS also is just having a really hard time. And what we're thinking is hopefully with doing the fluids, it will help with hydration, plus it will help with the fact that my heart is already super fast. I'm already on heart meds for my POTS, and I do fluids with that, and we're hoping that the fluids help get my heart rate down even more, so I'm not just sitting there burning calories, because my resting heart rate still is very high, or whenever I do something it still goes way over than what it should be. So basically I am not healthy at all. I have lost a lot of weight. I'm having a lot of other issues that are going on that I really haven't spoke about. And so the infusions are kind of for a mix of things, not just POTS in general. There are plenty of people who do POTS infusions that way. But right now for me, it's not just my POTS for the reason that I need this PICC line. And central lines in general are also very, very risky and high infection risk. So basically your benefits have to also outweigh the odds. And so the doctor is the one who usually is the one to mention it to you when it is necessary. Also, what is a central line / PICC line? A PICC line, to me, I say it's a big IV basically that goes to my heart. It's a long tube that starts on my arm, goes up in a vein, and goes to the end of like this tube in my heart. And it's basically a big permanent IV. And also the reason I have it and I don't do PIVs for infusions, which is peripheral IVs, is because with my EDS, my vascular system's really messed up and weak, and my veins have never been good. They've always struggled. PICC team always has to be called to get my veins, and even then sometimes they can't even get them with ultrasound. And then when sometimes they do get the IV, it blows right away. They have also a really hard time even getting my blood. Also, I'm going to talk a little bit on some of the other comments. I appreciate all the advice and everything and all the suggestions that people were giving me, but I also just want people to know I take them super kindly. I don't take them as offense at all, but I have had since a central line for 2.5 years before this. I know all the tips and tricks. I know how to pull back on the syringes. I know the way to do it. Also, people telling me that I'm doing it wrong and that I need to be doing it a different way when I set up my fluids and use my PICC line. I was taught a specific way, same with my aunt who does my dressing changes and all that. We were taught at a facility, and so I go by their protocol and what they have told me. Everybody learns differently, so never ever take my videos for advice on central line care or anything like that, because I don't want to give anybody the wrong impression or anything like that, because each hospital has different regulations, protocols, all that. I mean, everything kind of like follows the same similar line, but everybody, you know, is taught just sometimes a little bit of a different way. So I do appreciate all the tips and comments about oh, you need to do this, or you need to do this, or try this, try this. I know the tricks. I do my line care like I was taught. So also, I wanted to respond to one of the other comments. I know I'm responding to a lot in this video, so I'm so sorry. You guys don't have to watch it all the way through, but these are just for anybody who is interested. The one comment was, why would you do that in your like car, or something along the lines of that, or whatever. I had a like 2-hour drive, and I wanted to feel good by the time I got to where I was needing, and so I just ran my fluids, and I felt great by the time I got to where I needed to go, and it works good for me. And I made sure I was sterile, and I made sure I didn't touch anything. I know a lot of people were freaking out about that, but trust me, I didn't videotape the whole entire process. It's all edited, so it doesn't show every single step to my line care or anything like that. Again, that's why I said please don't follow or change any of your steps based on my videos, because like I said, everyone's taught differently and my videos don't show the full thing. So just wanted to say thank you for all the kind words and love and support. I mainly, you know, post on my account for awareness, and you know, just let people know that even though you have all these illnesses, or no matter what you're going through, it technically doesn't mean like, you know, you have to have an illness or anything like that, but no matter what you're going through, you always can find a light in everything. I know it can be hard sometimes, and I know that like it is really hard to see that light at the end of the tunnel when everything feels like it's crashing down upon you, but you just gotta learn to adapt, cope. And I know it's harder, you know, some people have harder time getting treatment. I will say I live in Montana. I have a really hard time with healthcare here, so I do understand to a point, but I just want everybody to know that I'm always here if anybody needs, and I just love you all, and whatever you're going through, like, just remember that you can do it. And I know it seems tough right now, but you just gotta look at that light at the end of the tunnel and understand there's so much more to life. And like I said, even though you have so much going on, try not to let that drown you. I've struggled with depression for years now, and I know it can get hard, but it's just learning to understand and adapt, and you know, just learn what helps you. But again, hope y'all have a wonderful day, and if you guys have any more questions, I'm an open book, and feel free to put them in the comments.